Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Alex with the Inside Scoop. Oh my goodness, guys. I have hit 4.2 billion beans. That's an incredible journey, man. It's an incredible journey. And if you've been following along with me on my YouTube page, you know that I got started in baked beans miner about 1.5 months ago, and it's been such an incredible journey of just building and just rebaking, and honestly, the journey has been great so far. So 4.2 billion beans. I'll talk a little bit and then I'll do a rebake today, just for those of you that are new to the platform or new to this video and you're seeing baked beans miner for the first time. I'll talk about how it works and essentially just dive right into it. Okay, so yesterday, I gotta admit, I got a bit excited and a bit wild, and I was doing some crazy numbers and everything. And, I had to, go back, talk to, the co-founders and owners of Baked Beans just to make sure that I got my facts straight and definitely off a little bit on the math. Okay. So you still get up to 8% a day, regardless of, how many times that you rebake. But what I'm hearing is that if you rebake more often, at least 2 to 3 times in the day, you're then getting closer to that 8% mark, right? Because the 8% is not guaranteed, right? You could get 6%, 7% in the day, whatever, it just depends on the TVL, which is, the size of the contract. So it depends on how well the contract is doing at that given period. And that basically determines, how much of that 8% are we getting per day, right? But typically, if you have your beans sitting here, and they're not doing anything for you, right? Because you haven't reinvested it, you need to reinvest it, because it would actually push you closer to that 8%, daily target, right? Because what happens is that when you reinvest these BNB, you're in a sense getting more miners, and these miners are going to work for you, earning you up to that 8% value. But if you just have it sitting here, it's not really doing much for you. But then it really depends on the size of BNB, the size of your investment, right? Because if you just put in $100 and you have, let's say, 0.01 sitting in here, then, it doesn't really make that much sense to rebake more than once in the day. But if you have a bigger size investment and you can do at least, 2 to 3 times a day in terms of rebakes, then I encourage you to do so, right? Because then what in a sense, what you're doing is you're multiplying the number of beans that you have, and in a sense, basically pulling greater weight on that 8% to what you're making, daily, right? You're pushing yourself much closer to that 8% value, because you're not letting your beans sit idle. You're not letting your BNB just sit idle. You're actually putting your BNB to work. So that's basically in a nutshell here. Rebaking more often than not is better in the long run and in the long term than rebaking just once a day. Put your miners to work, put your BNB to work. So I've got 9.6 BNB in here. For those that are new to this particular project, this Dapp, pretty much what it is a smart contract where you can stake BNB into that contract, and in return you get up to 8% per day on that contract. Now, the staked amount cannot be removed. It is locked into that contract, but in return, what you get from it are these daily rewards. So if I flip back over to the calendar, set calendar. If I flip over to the compounding chart here, so typically what you do is the way you use this chart, and a couple of you asked me, how do you use the chart, or how do you make a copy of it? And I see like a lot of requests to, to edit the chart. What I'm trying to say is you don't want to try to edit my chart. You want to make a copy of it so that you can edit it on your own, computer. Make a copy of the chart for yourself. So first of all, before you even, go to the link, or when you go to the link, log into your Gmail. Okay, so if I click right here, I can log into my Gmail, log into your Gmail, then go to the link that I give you, and then click on file and click make a copy. So when you click make a copy, what it's going to do is make a copy on your own Google Drive, right? So then you can edit it, you can edit it and, so that way, even if this changes or whatever happens, you still have your copy on your own Google Drive. So that's how you edit it. So don't ask, for edit permissions on the compounding chart. You just need to make a copy on your own Google Drive to edit it. Okay. So say again, you start with $1,000. Just as an example, there's a 3% dev fee, so automatically you get a 970 deposited into Baked Beans, the Baked Beans miner, and that is producing for you up to 8% a day. So we just put $77 there, right? So that's the 8% on that. And then you keep on going, by day 10, you're making about 155. By day 20, you're making about 334. And this is just an approximation, all right, of what you could be making. And by day 35, you're making roughly as much as your initial capital that you had invested. And some people ask the question, they're like, oh, but my capital is locked in forever. But think about it this way, and this is the way I always explain to my team. Think about it this way. If I told you, give me $1,000, and in 35 days I'm going to give you your $1,000 back, or option B, if I told you give me $1,000 and in 35 days I'm going to give you $1,000 every single day, which option would you pick? Of course you'd pick option B, right? Because who doesn't want to make $1,000 every single day, right? So don't worry about your capital being locked into the contract. It's producing for you up to 8% every single day, right? So just in terms of that question, in terms of that, just think about it, right? Just think about which one makes more sense. So going back to the chart here, you can leave it at 24 hours in terms of the daily rebakes, but on your Baked Beans miner, when you see BNB in here, right, and it's at least a significant value, let's say you have 0.25 BNB in here or 0.10 BNB in here, just hit rebake, and rebake as often as you can, basically, right? If your schedule is super busy and you can only do it twice a day, that's fine. But you know what? If you can do it 3 times, again, depending on the size of your investment, if you're in here and you see, 0.10 BNB, or, you put yourself on a timer, you say, every 12 hours, I'm going to rebake. Whatever, schedule you set for yourself, just stick to that schedule and rebake more often than not, right? Because it will actually increase the number of your beans faster, right? Thereby pushing you closer to that 8% yield every single day. So in a nutshell, that's why I just wanted to drop this video, just to let you know, this is, for me, this is still a learning process for me in terms of Baked Beans Miner. It's a super awesome project, but I learn every day in it, and I'm incredibly pumped at the rewards that I'm getting from this. Look at this, like 9.6 BNB there, and the last time that I rebaked was roughly, I think, about 3 hours ago. Right, so let me go ahead and do a rebake right now, just so you can see it, how it works. So if I come in here, all I gotta do, I'll refresh my screen here, just so I have, look at that, 10.2 BNB. So I'm gonna click on rebake, and then MetaMask is gonna open up, or if you use Trust Wallet, then Trust Wallet will open up, and then I click on confirm. All right, over here, and boom, there you go. So if I click on MetaMask just to see when it's done. So it's pending right now, and then when it's done, it's gonna switch over to, there you go, it's done. It's gonna say transaction confirmed, and if I refresh, you're gonna see that the amount of my beans is gonna go up. So if I refresh here, boom, 4.4 billion beans. That's amazing, man. I'm super excited. I'm super excited about this project. It's such an awesome. Honestly, if you're still on the fence, get in on this project. It's such an exciting project. Really good developers, really good owners. I can't speak more highly of them. Like they're just an incredible team behind this project. No more nonsense rug pulls, with those other smart contracts out there. Honestly, this is the only smart contract I'll trust is baked beans. So that's how you pretty much rebake. So if I wanted to check here, the amounts of BNB as of this time, 1 BNB to USD, 1 BNB equals 436 USD. So if I check how much I had there in the pot, so 10.2 BNB to USD, roughly 4.4K. $4,449, guys. That's an exciting, and for little work, all I gotta do is literally go into the site and click rebake, right? There's really nothing to it. It's such a simple project, but in its simplicity, it makes money, man. This thing is a game changer for sure. So that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna keep the video too long. If you're looking for how to get started, I got my videos on the screen. There's one for PC and one for mobile in terms of how you want to set things up. If you want to set it up on your PC, you can click that video there, and if you want to set it up on your mobile, you can click that video there. And if you have any questions, message me on Telegram. When you get started, message me on Telegram for the compounding chart, and I'll share that with you so you can track your investment. But the best way to track it is just to know how much you initially deposited, and then you can just follow along the days to have an expectation of how much you should be earning at each particular given day. Okay, so that's the way that you can track your investment, because the value of beans always fluctuates depending on the day. So it's not, there's really no calculator to calculate or convert over your beans back to BNB or stuff like that, right? So just track it that way. Just keep track of your initial deposit, and then just based on the day, you can kind of have a placeholder of where you should be at or earning, by that particular day. Okay, so that's pretty much it. For those that ask, I'm from Toronto. I'm in Canada, so I'm repping Toronto Raptors shirt. Sometimes you guys are like, where you from? Anyway, so that's where I am. So all right, much love, guys. Blessings. Take care. Bye.